I'm Claire, and this is my summer reading wrap-up for 2015. This wrap-up is going to cover July and August because even though I recorded a July wrap-up, I recorded it a little bit late, and then I got quite busy throughout August with 9 Worlds and then going to see my family in France. So it sat unedited on my computer, and when I finally had time to edit it, it was already past the middle of August. So I thought I should keep everything in one video at the end of August, and this is it. So we'll go through each book quite quickly because there are rather a lot of them. The first thing that I finished in July was Space Chronicles by Neil deGrasse Tyson. This is a non-fiction book about space and about the history of manned space flights and space exploration and how it relates to politics and the political climate in the US around the time where we went to the moon and then now. And this is by Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is an astrophysicist and the director of the Hayden Planetarium in New York, if I'm not mistaken. He's also quite good on Twitter. I thought this book was really interesting. It was good fun as well. Neil deGrasse Tyson is quite funny, but it was not as gripping as some of the other reads I've had this month. Then I rushed to listen to Ancillary Justice and Ancillary Sword by Anne Leckie on audiobook before the deadline for the Hugo Awards, because Ancillary Sword was up for a Hugo, which it didn't win, but I still thought that both of those books were absolutely excellent. And I really enjoyed them. I cannot wait for the third one. Now those have been out for a little bit and people have done reviews of them already because they were up for awards, but I think I'll try and do a review of the third one when it comes out instead of talking about these in more details, because I think a lot of people have already read Ancillary Justice and Ancillary Sword, but I absolutely cannot wait for Ancillary Mercy. I also read Rat Queens Volume 1 by Curtis J. Weeb and Rock Upchurch. This was another one that was up for a Hugo and another one that did not win. I read this one from my Hugo voter packet, so that was electronic. I don't have it here. I thought it was good fun. It's a Dungeons and Dragons type of comic that concerns a group of female mercenaries who go out and kick ass basically, and then come home to the tavern and drink a lot. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good fun. I didn't think it was as good as some of the other stuff on the Hugo ballot, but I'll definitely be reading the next volumes in the series. Next, and still in July, I finished A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. This was my bedside table book, and so I took a while to finish it because I can't read a whole lot before bed, before falling asleep, but I really enjoyed this. It's the life of Lady Trent, who is a naturalist who focuses on dragon biology, and it's written in this kind of memoir style, which I really enjoy, and it takes place in a secondary world fantasy universe that is pretty close to I would say Regency England, but with dragons, and they travel all around and see dragons and have adventures. I really enjoyed this. I'm currently reading the next one in the series, which is called The Tropic of Serpents, and that is also my bedside table book, so I'm also taking ages to go through it, but I'm loving the series. Now on to what I read in August. First thing I read in August was Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley, which I found at the library, and I was super excited. I had been wanting to read it for a while now, but graphic novels being quite expensive, I hadn't picked it up yet. This book is about Katie, who is a chef, and she does something that causes someone else to be hurt, and she feels horrible guilt about that. That night she sees a kind of spirit in her room that gives her a magic mushroom and tells her that if she writes her mistakes on a piece of paper and eats the mushroom, the mistakes will go away. And when she does that, Katie realizes she's gone back in time to the previous day and there's no more big mistake that hurts someone else. So then she has to figure out how to maybe try and fix her life with this mushroom thing. I thought it was really good fun. I wouldn't say it was an absolute favorite, but it was perfectly well written and enjoyable to read, a very quick read, and I was glad that I took it out of the library. Next, I listened to the audiobook for Gail Carriger's latest book, which is Prudence. It's the first book in her new series, which is called The Custard Protocol. So her first series, The Parasol Protectorate, is about Alexia Tarabotti and Lord Conall McCann, and they are Prudence's parents. So the book Prudence happens 19 or 20 years after the first series of books. I can't remember how old Prudence is, but she's old enough to hold her own, definitely. In this book, her adoptive father, Lord Akeldama, who is the best dressed vampire in all of London, sends her on a mission to India to acquire some tea, apparently. This was a really fun book. It includes not only Prudence, but a number of other characters that are children of characters we already met in the first series of books, and so it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed seeing characters again that I really liked and that I did not expect that I would see again in that book specifically. I was really glad to see an appearance from Satay McCann, who is my favorite character in the entire 3 different series of books that Gail Carriger has written. So if you enjoy Gail Carriger's books and her voice, then I would definitely recommend reading this. Next, I read I Am Princess X by Sherry Priest, and I absolutely adored this book. I liked it so much I'm going to film a separate review of it. The story is about May and Libby, who are best friends, and one of the things that they do together is that they have created this comic about Princess X. May writes the stories and Libby draws the pictures, up until the point where Libby is in a car accident with her mother and she dies. May has to kind of adjust to life without her, which she tries to do until one day she is in town and she sees a flyer for a website called I Am Princess X, which has a webcomic which is about Princess X. So May is really confused and doesn't know what's going on and kind of tries to investigate what this means. And I'm not going to say any more because this was a really great mystery to watch unfold. My last read for August is a comic book, and that is Ody-c Volume 1 of To Far Ithaca, and that is written by Matt Fraction and illustrated by Christian Ward. I heard about this on Galactic Suburbia and it sounded awesome, and then I saw it randomly in the shop. This is a retelling of Homer's Odyssey in space with only women. This has a really dense illustration style. It's really colorful, but at the same time you really need to kind of be paying attention to see what's going on, because there's just so much there on the page, and the voice of it is very lyrical and very beautiful, and I think I might also do a separate review for this one. So that's it. That's what I read in July and August. I'm not going to tell you what I'm reading now or what I'm planning to read in September, because that would just make this video very bloated indeed. But I hope you enjoyed this wrap up anyway. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of the things that I read or what you've read this summer. If you'd like to see more from me, you can check the sidebar for my 9 Worlds book haul as well as my latest Top 5 Wednesday. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button for more videos from me every week. I've been Claire, thanks so much for watching, and see you soon.